Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to begin this video by asking you guys this simple question. Towards Christmas, I think it must have been around 19th or 20th there, William Samoei Arap Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, nominated 3 individuals, Mutahi Kagwe, William Kabogo, and Kinyanjui to his cabinet. On Tuesday, they underwent the vetting process as required by the law.
And also wish to confirm that you have conferred me the title of CBS. I hold no such title. So thank you for that. Quickly going to myself, I want to say I'm a graduate of Kenyatta University, and I studied education, English and literature. I'm therefore a proud graduate of one of our local universities, and I say through my experience in Kenyatta University, I have come to see the value of education, especially education in our universities that prepared us to meet and conquer the whole world. So I think that's about my study at the university. When I got to work, I have not worked for government for long. I taught briefly and then went to the corporate sector, where I worked in the oil industry before venturing into private business. In the year 2006, I vied in a by-election in Nakuru. I did not succeed, but the following year, which was a general election, I vied, succeeded, and was elected Member of Parliament for Nakuru Town. Then included East and West was one constituency. Further, in the Grand Coalition government, I was appointed the Assistant Minister for Roads, and I worked with the late Kones, Kipkalia Kones, and later with Franklin Bett and PS Michael Kamau, and together we worked very closely with the then President Mwai Kibaki in delivering the roads agenda that remains a huge legacy to date.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, members of the nominating committee. First and foremost, before I start, Mr. Chairman, let me just say that I want to say thank you. First, I would like to say thank you to God indeed, because that is why He is why we are here today. Secondly, I wish to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency, the President, for this appointment or nomination, which I hope will be approved by this committee. Thirdly, Mr. Chairman, I very briefly will say that, as I said, my name is Mutahi Kagwe. I was born in Nyeri County. And Mr. Chairman, if you allow, as I go along, I will give the reasons. I will tie up the reasons why I think I'm suitable for this job with my background.
My name is William Kabogo Getau, born in Komadai sub-county in Githunguri constituency. Went to primary school in Komadai, Kitito, Ruiru, did my CPE, and then joined Thika Technical High School. And in 1978, I left for India, and I did a bachelor's degree in commerce. Came back in 1983 and joined Controller and Auditor General as an audit assistant in Exchequer and Audit Office. A job that was a bit boring. Then I looked for a new job quickly, and I found a job in Mombasa as a business advisor for an NGO, where I rose from business advisor to executive director. Then come 2002, it was the Uhuru time, the generation to join politics and lead Kenya. And at that point, I had become a businessman, an astute businessman, made a little bit of money. And I thought I would join the team, Mr. Speaker, to take the country to the next level. So I joined politics in 2002 August, was elected Member of Parliament for the larger Juja, which is today Juja, Ruiru, and Thika constituencies. Come the 2010 Constitution, Mr. Speaker, I decided to vie for a gubernatorial seat for Kiambu County. And I was successful, and I became the first governor of Kiambu. And why I think, Mr. Speaker, this...
Today, the parliamentary committee approved their nominations, which means anytime from now, the three gentlemen are likely to be sworn in to assume their roles as the cabinet secretaries for various positions. Now, my question is this. Do you think the three gentlemen can help salvage William Ruto's fortunes in the mountain? Because their appointments by William Ruto were actually intended to help William Ruto salvage his dwindling fortunes in the mountain. That's exactly what I want us to analyze in this video. Because right now, the truth is, they are going to serve as cabinet secretaries. If you analyzed the three appointments critically, you realize that all of them are politicians. Mutahi Kagwe served as a member of parliament. He also served as a cabinet minister. Kinyanjui served as a member of parliament. He served as assistant minister and also served as a governor. William Kabogo served as a member of parliament. He also served as a governor. If you analyze it further, you'll also notice a trend. Kinyanjui comes from Nakuru County, one of the biggest counties in the Republic of Kenya based on votes. Actually, Kiambu is the biggest. That's where Kabogo comes from. Then the appointment of Mutahi Kagwe, he comes from Nyeri, the home to the former President Mwai Kibaki and the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, which means these appointments were intended to achieve certain objectives. But the biggest question, can the appointments of the three help William Ruto salvage his dwindling fortunes in the mountain? Before we get into all those details, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. Do you think Mutahi Kagwe, Kinyanjui, and William Kabogo can salvage William Ruto's fortunes in the mountain? My answer to that question is a big no. And I want to take a bit of your time, just a few minutes, to explain to you guys. Number one, Mount Kenya political interest in 2027 and beyond. You know, Mount Kenya were made to believe by William Ruto that UDA party was their own political party and that they were going to have a bigger share in the government. In fact, the reason why William Ruto nominated Rigathi Gachagua as his running mate was that Rigathi Gachagua was the only guy who was going to serve the interest of the mountain. So immediately William Ruto took over power, they realized that the power was not in the hands of the mountain. People like Oscar Sudi were calling the shots. Within no time, the value of their numbers never counted. Raila Odinga was brought on board. Their value reduced. Which means for the mountain, now they have their political interest in 2027. And what is their political interest? The biggest political interest of the mountain in 2027 is to have their own political party. They're not interested in acquiring a political power because they believe that once they acquire or they have their political party, then they can use that party to negotiate and then they can be respected. Because there's no way someone like Musalia Mudavadi with very few members of parliament who failed to deliver even in Vihiga can have a bigger say in government, can be respected in government, while Rigathi Gachagua, who helped deliver the biggest chunk of the votes to William Ruto, cannot be listened to. So the mountain have decided that for us, the biggest mistake we committed in the last election was to join William Ruto without a political party. This time, what we're going to do, we're going to form our own political party. Then we are going to rally our community to elect leaders on that party. Then we can now use that party to negotiate. For me, that is the main reason why any move by William Ruto in the mountain is not going to succeed. As long as William Ruto will be going to the mountain as UDA, those moves will not succeed. That's number one. Number two, if you ask me, there is no magic which Mutahi Kagwe, William Kabogo, and Kinyanjui are going to use to persuade the mountain to support William Ruto. There is no magic. Because so far, if you look at it critically, William Ruto made promises to the mountain. The people of the mountain feels very strongly that they were played. There is also that big elephant in the room in the mountain, the Raila phobia, which William Ruto really took advantage of in the last election. There is no magic. The three gentlemen are going to change the mind of the mountain that Raila Odinga is now part and parcel of William Ruto's government. What about the economy? So unless there is a magic which they are going to use, which I'm not seeing, in fact, if you know any magic which these three gentlemen can use to change William Ruto's fortune in the mountain, tell me. Because the ground already is too hostile. And one of the things which made the ground hostile for William Ruto, I think he didn't realize, was that Gen Z protest. When he insisted that members of parliament, especially from the mountain, had to vote yes to that bill. That bill was very unpopular. So people like Rigathi Gachagua took advantage of the unpopularity of those bills to align themselves with the masses. So by the time they realized, it was already late. So for me, there is no magic. Number three, these three individuals are actually going to be seen as projects of William Ruto intended to tame Rigathi Gachagua. You see, one of the things Rigathi Gachagua managed to do, and I think William Ruto and the team never anticipated, he made his impeachment appear as if it was an impeachment of the community. Rigathi is just an individual being impeached, but he made that impeachment appear as if it was an impeachment of the community. So for me, politics, just like I keep on telling you, is a perceptual game. So these three individuals joining the cabinet are being perceived as people who are coming to tame Rigathi Gachagua. You see, like when Mbadi, Joho, or Paranya joined the government, they joined the government as experts. Joho, an expert in mining, Mbadi expert in economy. But now, these three gentlemen, if you compared even to the people who have been they are replacing. In fact, I've always maintained that if William Ruto was serious about Mount Kenya, the person who can help him is Moses Kuria. And I'll repeat that. In fact, if you want me to do a video on that, I can do a video. I don't think William Kabogo will be able to do that. They are being perceived as projects. Number four, there's also the determination. Number four, there's also the determination by Rigathi Gachagua to kick William Ruto out of Mount Kenya. Rigathi Gachagua wants to kick William Ruto out of Mount Kenya. He wants to ensure that William Ruto's ambition or bid of re-election is thwarted. He's a man on a revenge mission. And Rigathi is risking everything so as to punish William Ruto in only one area, Mount Kenya. And this messaging to the mountain is resonating so well. And because Rigathi Gachagua is determined and is able to communicate to the mountain, these three cabinet secretaries are not going to succeed. And lastly, I think Kenya Kwanza failures. So far, Kenya Kwanza as a government has failed. That is the honest truth. Empty promises, unemployment, cost of living is a bit relaxing. But so far, in general, if you were to ask any Kenyan randomly, 8 out of 10 will tell you that Kenya Kwanza government has failed. And because of that, the mountain will not. Because the mountain were told that the moment Uhuru and Raila were kicked out or left the scene, all their problems are going to be solved. The two gentlemen left, their problems were never solved. In fact, their problem reduced a bit when these two gentlemen were brought back on board. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think the joining of government by these three gentlemen is going to help William Ruto salvage his fortunes in the mountain. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.